This is the Las Vegas guard-gated real estate market update for September 2025. Today, we'll look at how the market shifted in September, where supply and demand stand, how long homes are taking to sell, and what the latest numbers mean for buyers and sellers heading into fall. But first, here's an overview of the guard-gated market. At the end of September, there were 518 homes for sale, a 3% increase from August and a 24% increase from last September. When the month ended, 100 homes were under contract, showing a 23% monthly increase and a 20% yearly increase. 66 homes sold last month, up 12% monthly and 5% yearly. Finally, there were 23 expired listings, homes that failed to sell, down 23% monthly and up 44% yearly.
Now, let's break things down by price point using our months of supply chart. Months of supply is one of the most reliable indicators for gauging the balance between supply and demand in any housing market. It measures how long the current inventory would last at the existing sales pace, expressed in months, not the number of homes for sale. About 7 months of supply is considered a balanced market. When supply falls below that level, it becomes a seller's market, where prices tend to rise. When it rises above, it shifts to a buyer's market, where prices may decline. The further months of supply moves from this midpoint, the stronger those price movements tend to be. So, are we in a buyer's market or a seller's market? The answer depends on the price range of your home. We're seeing months of supply in the double digits for half of the home prices that we track, meaning we're well into a buyer's market territory with some notable exceptions. For example, the 2.5 million to 2.999 million price range tightened to 5.5 months of supply, one of the few market segments favoring sellers. But for the most part, you can expect higher competition among sellers and downward pressure on prices. As far as deals go, 45% of September sales were cash purchases, nearly identical to August.
Next, let's talk about days on market. There are two ways to measure this: total days on market and days on market from the last price. For example, if a home is listed for 6 months, gets a price reduction, and then sells 10 days later, we'd say it sold in 10 days from its last price. This metric shows how long it takes a property to sell once it's priced right. In September, 66% of homes sold within 30 days of their last price. 91% sold within 90 days of their last price. In 6 homes, 9% of the sales took longer than 90 days. We like to take a look at the properties that took over 90 days to see if there's anything we can learn from these outliers. This home in the Fountains sold for $1,750,000 in 94 days. This home in the Ridges sold for $9,050,000 in 100 days. This home in Canyon Gate sold for $2,500,000 in 108 days. This home in Southern Highlands sold for $4,600,000 in 128 days. This home in Ascaya sold for $10,250,000 in 141 days. And this home in Southern Highlands sold for $7,250,000 in 264 days. As you can see, many of these properties fall into the ultra luxury segment. Half of them were priced over $6 million, where we usually see the timeline trend a bit longer, but even the $9 million property only took 100 days.
Homes that were priced to sell fared well last month. 3 homes sold above their original price. 6 homes sold at their original price. 1 home had its price lowered and then sold above the new price. Finally, 3 homes had their price lowered, then sold at the full new price. When it comes to discounts that buyers receive off the last price, here's the breakdown. 40% of homes sold between 0.1 and 5% below asking. 35% sold between 5.1 and 10% off. And 5% sold for more than 10% off.
So, what does all of this mean for sellers? It's great news that closed and pending sales are up, and most homes still close within 90 days of being priced correctly. However, inventory keeps climbing, and buyers have plenty of choices, especially above the $2 million mark. This means the competition is still fierce. This year has been full of news about the Las Vegas real estate market, particularly the substantial increase in inventory. Buyers have been paying attention, and their expectations have continued to shift. We are seeing buyers being more aggressive about asking for concessions, such as new air conditioners, paying off the solar, and more. This is what a buyer's market starts to look like as we see a softening in pricing and terms. Some buyers are comfortable making offers, while most sit around and wait for prices to be reduced to what they consider realistic. If you're looking to buy, after you set up your home search based on personalized criteria, your agent should also take it one step further and share what has recently sold that fits your criteria. This will give you a better understanding of what the homes are actually selling for. So when you see something that you like, you might be more comfortable making an offer. It generally works out better for the buyer when you're the only one at the table, as opposed to waiting for that price reduction and now you are bidding against another buyer, which does still happen in this market. If you'd like these updates sent to your inbox each month, go to robjensen.com and sign up for our newsletter. And if you'd like our help buying or selling, give us a call at 702 605 7482.